It's game 2 of the doubleheader between the Clarks Summit Defenders and the Express of Wells College. It's Morgan Litzenberger onto the mound for the Express, facing the Defenders lineup. And we are underway in game 2. The first pitch is inside to Rebecca Surfass. She leads it off as at shortstop. Davey Ord is at third base hitting second. Haley Brogg is the pitcher hitting third. Madison Atkins is at second base doing the cleanup. Sarah Castillo is the catcher hitting fifth. Caitlin McLeod is the first baseman hitting sixth. Juliana Baker hitting seventh. She's in center. Mia McCormick in left field hitting eighth. And hitting ninth is Samantha Dancer, as that one is a high fly ball. Shallow infield coming in and making the play at shortstop is Gonzalez. And there is one out here in the first inning, following a game 2, which saw quite a lot of runs coming across the board, to say the least. 41 runs, a 25-16 win for Clarks Summit. Coming back from a 9-run deficit, is the first pitch is swung on and missed to Ortiz. Here in the first, same uniforms, gray tops, black pants, blue lettering for the Defenders, white uniforms with red lettering for Wells, as Litzenberger's pitch is swung on and is roped. A line drive right to the glove of the shortstop Gonzalez. And 2 quick outs on the infield fly ball to Gonzalez, as well as the line drive to bring up Haley Brogg, who was 2 for 6 in game 1. And Brogg swings and flies one into center field, and under it to make the play in center field is Morgan Brown. So a quick first inning, 5 pitches, 3 outs on 3 fly balls, as we will head to the bottom of the first. It's 0-0 on Wells Athletics. And we return in the bottom of the first. It only took 5 pitches for Megan Litzenberger to get through the Clarks Summit order. And on the mound in game 2 will be Brogg. On the mound will be Haley Brogg, the freshman. She threw 5 pitches herself in game 1 of this doubleheader, coming in relief. Before jumping right back onto the mound was Madison Atkins. She's at second base now in the field. From left.
Sorry, Eli, we talked a little bit about the weather and how it's played into effect with the pitching. Just the ball coming out of the hand a little errant sometimes because of the wetness on the ball and on the field.
As that one's fouled down the left field line by Gonzalez. From left to right in the outfield, it's McCormick in left, Baker in center, and Pagula in right. On the infield, it's Ord at third, Surfass at short, Atkins at second, McLeod at first. Doing the catching is Castillo, and it's Brogg on the mound. As the 1-1 to Gonzalez is swung on up the middle, diving up the middle of Surfass onto first, not in time, as that one will get by the reach of the first baseman, McLeod, but doesn't matter, as it'll go as an infield single for Gonzalez. So
had a little bit of a tough game in game 1. Shea Gonzalez went 0 for 3 at the plate, and this is a player that's leading the team in batting average.
And she's off on the pitch. It's inside, and she's in the second standing up. Litzenberger and Gonzalez were the only two who did not get a hit, but Gonzalez did reach base 3 times and scored in all 3 of those. A pair of stolen bases as well as Kimball digs in. She's got a 1-0 count. And she comes home. That one is going to be weakly hit, a line drive right back to the pitcher, Brog, who picks it up for the out. And the line drive back to the pitcher brings up Natalie Day with 1 out, and Gonzalez off of second. Day went 1 for 4 with an RBI in game 1, getting bumped up to the 3 spot after hitting cleanup in game 1. Brog kicks and deals. That one's a rise ball upstairs. So it goes 1-0. After the big win in a fair of runs, a 25-16 win for Clark Summit in 6 innings. Rise ball up and out, and it goes 2-0. 22 hits on the Clark Summit side, 11 on the Wells side. And for both teams, it was the most runs they've scored all season. That one in there for a called strike on the outside corner. Makes it 2-1 on Day, native of Dryden, New York. Attended Dryden Central High School in Section 4. And that one inside for a ball. Day playing her college ball not too far from home. And Bragg's pitch. It's a rise ball upstairs, and a 5-pitch walk today puts her on first. It's the first walk allowed by Brog. And now Morgan Brown. She got to bump up as well in the batting order to the 4 spot. She digs up with runners on first and second. Brog working quickly, checks the wristband, comes home. It's a rise ball again upstairs.
And how about Morgan Brown? Such a personality. Looked up here, waiting for her walk-up song. Hannah Montana.
You can see it. You can see it on the field, the personality and the fun that she brings. Personality in the batter's box as well. Slapping on the helmet, waving the bat as she anxiously awaits the 2-0. And that one's upstairs for a ball. Takes a big step out of the box, adjusts the helmet, waves the bat, spanks it against the outside corner of home plate. And the 3-0. In there for a called strike. So after the 5-pitch walk and then trailing 3-0 on Brown, Brog looking to bounce back here as that one is fouled back, and she's bounced back to 3-2.
A little bit of a panic swing there. Looked like she was just trying to defend, trying to get a bat on something, but this is someone who wants to get a hit. We saw her in game 1 of this series. She got hit by a pitch, and you could see she was a little frustrated. Wanted to get a stick on the ball.
She doesn't want to walk. She wants to hit. That one is fouled just behind home plate. Weakly chopped off of the plate. Bounced back to the catcher, Castillo, who picked it up in foul ground. And Brown, she was off on that pitch. Or as soon as she fouled it back, she was hustling down the first base line, trying to beat it out if it did stay fair. Is that one again fouled down the first base line?
Again, just a little late on that one. Just a little bit of indecisiveness. Would like to see her make that choice a little bit sooner. That's a ball that could very well go into right field if she gets a hold of it.
We saw the juice at the plate in game 1 by Brown, as that one is fisted to second base, and it's unable to be picked up by the second baseman. Rather, it was Atkins over there trying to make the play. She's unable to make it, and the bases are now loaded, as that'll go as an E4 on Atkins. And Sarah Maddle will dig in. Bases juice 1 out for the pitcher in game 1, playing first base in game 2 of the doubleheader. She waves and misses at the first pitch rise ball over the heart of the plate.
And Maddle with the bases juice had 3 RBIs in the last game as well. Hit great.
And that one is roped down the right field line, hooking foul. And it will bounce foul out of play. And it goes 0-2.
She also pitched in that last game. Did a lot to dig herself out of her own hole a little bit, Eli.
3 RBIs at the plate. And how about 181 pitches in the circle as well, as Litzenberger takes over for her in the circle for Wells in game 2. That one, a rise ball upstairs. It's 0-2, and we've seen Brog working very quickly here. She came out, got a crucial out last game before being replaced by Atkins, but she's back in there for game 2, as that one is weakly hit foul down the third baseline in front of the coach's box.
And again, you mentioned how Brog is working so quickly. We saw Atkins get in trouble a couple times from that plate umpire for stepping up to the mound too quickly, not going through her process, not taking her sign on the mound correctly.
As that one, foul territory down the right field line and foul.
Like I mentioned, Atkins just not taking her time on the mound. Needed to keep those hands separated. We'll see if Brog gets called on the same thing, but so far she seems to be doing a good job of stepping onto the mound with the ball separate.
She steps on, separate as you mentioned, takes her time, looks at the wristband, comes home, rise ball upstairs, and it's 2-2. Battle helps herself out a lot at the plate, as you mentioned, in game 1. Now looking to help out her teammate Litzenberger in game 2 with the bases juiced and 1 out. And swings and misses at the 2-2. Strike 3. It's the first strikeout of the day for Brog. As Maddle goes down swinging, there's 2 outs. And Berna Tavitz will be the final hope in the first. 1 out away from getting out of the jam is Brog. She comes home, another rise ball up and out.
And how about that off-speed pitch to strike out Sarah Maddle? I mean, really reminiscent of how Maddle struck out Atkins in the last game with those off-speed pitches as well.
A pair of strikeouts last game, both of them coming to Brog. That one shot foul behind home plate. Talk about a taste of your own medicine, and both pitchers on both teams in game 1, now in game 2 as well, having the opportunity to hit and help their teams and face their opponents on the other side. Another one up and out. And count goes 2-1. To Berna Tavitz. Had an RBI double and a run scored last game as she takes strike 2 on the outside corner. It goes 2-1. She's in left field for this one. Berna Tavitz from Elmira, New York. And the 2-2. Swung on, fisted into left field, coming in and making the play will be the left fielder McCormick to retire the side. Bases are left loaded. A hit, nothing working for Wells in the inning. 1 error as we head to the top of the second on Wells Athletics. It's 0-0.
Welcome back to top of 2. Randa DeCrow taking over here for Eli Fishman. Litzenberger on the mound, winding up to Atkins. Strike 1. Megan Atkins pitched the last game as well, the first year. From Madisonville, Tennessee, coming all the way up from the south to play softball for the Defenders. She'll take a swing at the second pitch, and it'll run out into the foul territory in right field.
Hard hit by Atkins down the right field line. Diamond Robinson giving chase in right field with that one. Well foul. We've seen Atkins put some good metal on the ball these last couple of games. Parafit's last game. Still looking to break it open. Get on the board here.
It's a ball behind the catcher. Your count 1-2. And Atkins, as you mentioned, Eli, helping herself out. Went 2 for 5. She was on the mound as well. And a couple of RBIs. Just in a high-scoring game, really putting herself on the board. Litzenberger steps up to the mound. It's a hard ground ball into the third base and shortstop gap and fumbled by the left fielder, Bernatevich. She'll bring it in, and that'll be good for a double for Atkins. Her first of this game, third of the nightcap.
A hard hit chopper through the left side through that 5-6 hole. No one's going to make a play there. Skips into left field. And then a tough play out there in left for Bernatevich. Kind of a chopper on that wet turf, as we've mentioned. Skips away from her. Another run in scoring position here in the second. Looking to get on the board of the Defenders.
That'll bring up Sarah Castillo. She'll take a swing, and it'll come to Gonzalez, who fumbles, but nonetheless makes the play. The first baseman, Maddle, making a little fumble there. And Atkins all the way around to score. The Defenders with their first lead of the contest, the first run on the board for them. It's 1-0 in top of 2.
That was a nice play at first by Gonzalez's shortstop. Coming across the diamond, unable to corral it at first base was Maddle. And again, a heads-up base running job by Atkins. She's been heads up on the bases at the plate we've seen this whole time. A big run around third, and she's home.
Caitlin McLeod up to first base, sneaks past Maddle, who was held up a little bit by Castillo there, but nonetheless, that'll be good for a single into right field. Castillo gets second, McLeod at first. Like I mentioned, Castillo with the RBI earlier. That'll bring up Juliana Baker. She's also great in that first game, went 3 for 6. Normally bats 243, 500 in that first game, and she'll take the first pitch of ball on the outside corner.
And Baker might not have the top numbers in this lineup, but she's one of the more well-rounded players. We've seen her with some impressive plays on defense, running the bases as well. She's now got an opportunity with 2 runners on to break this open in the second.
A hard hit ground ball up to first base. She looks to 3. Not in time over there, but the force out nonetheless. That'll give us our first out of the inning. Top of 2 runners advanced. Second and third, that's Castillo and McLeod, respectively.
That one shot to first base at Maddle. She's able to step on the bag for the first out. A little bit of a hesitation at first. Didn't know if she should go to second or third to try to get the lead runner, the one headed to second. No one was covering second, so she goes to third, but way ahead of the throw over at first base was the runner in Castillo.
That'll bring up number 5, Mia McCormick, who will take strike 1, the off-speed pitch, by Litzenberger. A fantastic pitch there. And Mia McCormick, the junior out of Philadelphia, looks for her second pitch. She'll take a swing, and it's a little line drive through the first base, second base gap. Good for her single. That'll bring around Castillo. It's 2-0, Defenders.
Another one through that right side of the infield, just sneaking out of the reach of the second baseman, Utter, and into the gap, allowing another run to score to make it 2-0. And a nice throw from right field, by the way, by Robinson Wilson to keep that runner in Castillo at third.
That'll give her the RBI, bringing up Sam Dancer. Squares up a little bit for the bunt. McCormick, she'll stand comfortably on second base, grab herself a stolen base. McLeod still on third. Runners in scoring position for Dancer. who was really fantastic in that first game. 5 for 5 if I have that correctly on my stat sheet. 4 RBIs as well. She'll take a swing and foul that one behind the catcher of Natalie Day for the Express.
She was tremendous in the 9 spot in game 1 and back right at it for game 2. Dancer falling a homer shy of the cycle with those 5 hits.
Getting a little break here. DP in for Madeline Pagula, who's playing right field, keeping her in the lineup. A foul ball down the third base line. That's good for strike 2. A 1-2 count with 1 out. Runners on third and second. Litzenberger reaching into that back pocket. Eli, we mentioned the cold, trying to keep her hand warm, trying to make sure she can still get spin on the ball up there on that mound. And a hard line drive into left field. That's Bernatevich running after it. It'll go all the way past the wall. And Sam Dancer comfortably on second base, driving in. Both McLeod and McCormick. It's 4-0 early for the Defenders. A comfortable lead already, Eli.
Saw that fastball, and she sat back on it, and Dancer continued her hot game, hot start to this season in general. And what a series and what a doubleheader it's been for her. Another pair of RBIs with that double. It's her 3rd double, including game 1 of this doubleheader, turning it on and giving the Defenders that 4-0 lead.
That'll bring up Rebecca Surface, the shortstop in this one. Number 4. From Layton, PA, the junior. Some experience to the plate. Not a young team for the Defenders. She'll take a little take swing, but that'll be good for strike 1. At a 1-1 count, 1 down. Sam Dancer over there on second base, and Litzenberger looking to dig herself out of a hole a little bit. Little pop fly over the head of the second baseman, Natalie Utter, and Sam Dancer coming in. The throw to the plate, not on time, and over at second. Gonzalez picks up the throw, but it will not be on time. A double for Rebecca Surface.
Good lead for Dancer off the second, and she was home pretty easily. The throw came, and heads-up play by Surface to get over to second base on the throw. That came home. She was in there easily as well, so she's going to get on second base, and the Cards keep on coming.
Keep on coming indeed. Davy Ort, another great batter. She'll get strike 1. And we hear the noise over there from that Defender's dugout. They've been loud all night, Eli.
All night. When they've been down, when they've been up, they've been fired up.
She'll take a swing on the outside corner. That'll be good for strike number 2.
The 8th batter to come to the plate. Only 1 out, and we saw there were 4 innings where this team went all the way through the batting order. Hot start in game 2.
She'll take that one. That'll be her first ball, so a 1-2 count for Davy Ort. The second batter in this lineup. The Defenders already getting around back to the top at second pitch on the outside corner. That'll be ball 2. Litzenberger trying to close out this count. Wanting to get another out on the board. And she will get it. The strikeout from Davy Ort. Her 17th of the season. Fantastic stuff from Litzenberger on the mound there. Able to bounce back after 5 runs have come around to score already in the second inning. And Haley Bragg, ropes one foul left. And she'll take a second to go have a conversation with Coach as we get a new ball on the mound. The rain's starting to come down yet again. No doubt going to make it harder for these pitchers to keep the ball corralled in the zone.
control was big in game one. We saw a lot of walks, a lot of hit by pitches, and a lot of 3-ball counts. The rain didn't help in game one. Starting to drizzle a little bit in game two.
Bragg, a fly ball to left field. Bernatevich has it in the glove. That's good for 3 to retire the side. Welcome back to mid 2, bottom of 2. Nikita Utter up to the plate. Haley Bragg, the first year on the mound, brings up Nikita Utter for the Express's second chance to put themselves on the board. Your score 5-0 in favor of the defenders. The rain, as we mentioned earlier, coming down. Going to have to be selective when you have to get rid of the softball up there on the mound. And Nikita Utter preparing for pitch number 1. Outside corner, it's a strike.
39 2/3 innings on the year entering today. A few starts, mainly in relief on the season for Bragg.
And Utter's first look at Bragg. She'll take a swing at 2, and just over the top of that one, maybe looked like a drop ball that came in high in the zone and just fell off the table.
She's a strikeout machine, leads the team in K/9 with just under 9.
The off-speed pitch on the inside corner. She thought about it. Bragg laughing up there on the mound. She knew she kind of wanted that one, but Utter manages to lay off. 1-2 count here. And a little bloop single. Not a single, excuse me. She'll be out at 1. Haley Bragg with the out to the first baseman, McLeod. We saw a couple of those little bloop singles in the first game. You called them swinging bunts, Eli.
I like those swinging bunts, just in front of the plate. That one kind of where it catches the front of the plate and kind of hops up almost to eye level of the defenders. And that can be a very tough play, especially when it's right between the pitcher and catcher. But Bragg doing a nice job there of picking it up and throwing out the runner just in time.
And that'll bring up Litzenberger, the pitcher. She'll take strike number 1 after trying for the bunt.
We didn't see a ton of bunt attempts in game 1 from either side, especially. I don't think we saw any with no one on base, but Litzenberger down by 5. Wells trying to get something started here. An infield bunt might be the way.
She'll take that one, though. A ball called on the inside corner. She kind of had to get out of the way of that one. We saw a lot of errant pitches in the first game, a lot of hit by pitches. A good pitch on the outside corner. That'll be called for strike 2, and Litzenberger down early in this count. Her first look at Bragg in this game. Takes a swing at that one, fouled behind home plate. Eli, I'm concerned for your car out there.
I hope it'll be all right. But a good at-bat and fouling a few into the parking lot is Litzenberger staying alive.
Takes a swing at that one. That'll be strike 3. Bragg's second out of the inning, doing it herself to take out Nikita Utter at first base, and Megan Litzenberger, she'll sit down for Brog's second strikeout of the game so far. That'll bring up Diamond Robinson Wilson, who will take strike one on the inside corner. Didn't see her in the first game, just came in to pinch run at the very end there, but her first look in the lineup, and that'll be a ball high inside. Steps up to see the third pitch from Brog. Checks the wristband. Thought about it on the outside corner, but it'll be a ball. Diamond Robinson Wilson, the freshman out of White Plains, New York, takes a swing towards the first base line. Brog will pick it up and do it all herself. She'll get all three for the inning. Your score still 0-5 in favor of the Clarks Summit Defenders. Welcome back to Wells College Athletics. Top of three. It's 5-0 in favor of the Defenders, and Madison Atkins at the plate. Litzenberger with the first pitch. That'll be a called strike one on the outside corner.
Brog began the last inning in which 9 batters came to the plate. 5 runs came in for the Defenders with a fly out to left field, and then 7 of the next 8 would reach base.
Atkins looking for that second pitch, high and outside. Natalie Day, the catcher, reaching for that one, doing a good job. The cold and rain, no doubt a factor in this one as Litzenberger winds up. An inside pitch at the plate. Atkins wants nothing to do with that one. She'll step up again as the count. 2-1. A hard ground ball up to Gonzalez. She'll make the play, and reaching for it is Maddle. She'll make the play, though. No problem at first base. We got 1 out. Top of 3 here. And that'll bring up Sarah Castillo. The catcher leads the team in batting average at .380. Was 2 for 4 in that last game. Also leads the team in doubles and hits, but had her first triple in that first game, so... Or, excuse me, did not have a triple in the first game. Foul ball on the first base side. Over the fence.
It was a very nice first game for Castillo with 2 for 4. A pair of extra base hits, including an RBI. Top hitter on the team statistically.
And that'll hit the hands of Castillo. No doubt stinging with the cold. She'll take a waltz to first base. Checks in with her coach. Gianna Lacaro over there on first base, and seems fine. Just kind of hit the nub of her bat as she gives the first baseman Maddle a high five over there. I don't know what words were exchanged, but they look like they're having fun, and so are we.
Of course, always, and a big lead so far, but been a fun ball game so far. And as Coach Van Horn is going to come out and have a conversation with the umpire here, saying she didn't get out of the way. And the catcher as well for Wells was fired up about that. But you mentioned fun. This Clark Summit team having a lot of that in that first base dugout.
No doubt about it, Eli. As this one into right center. Diamond Robinson Miller fumbles that one, and Castillo will take second base. McLeod on first with that error out in right field. Just a little bobble there as she tried to corral it, but couldn't get a handle on it. Kind of a funny one, especially with the wind blowing. Those foul balls, it can be a little hard to judge.
A hard one, the wind blowing, and a well hit the other way. That one kind of fading towards the line.
That'll be ball 1 for Juliana Baker. She went to Gonzalez in her first at bat and was out at first base. She'll get another crack at it here, though, as Litzenberger, the pitch. Inside and almost hits her. Behind Natalie Day is Castillo and McLeod. Will advance, take a free base, and runners are in scoring position for Juliana Baker, who has 12 RBIs on the season so far. Had 3 in that first game as well, so 15 on the season for Juliana Baker. That's a ball inside. She'll watch that go by comfortably. Another ball in that inside corner. This time a strike, though. It's a 3-1 count in favor of Juliana Baker as she steps up to get this next one from Litzenberger, who checks her wristband, and the pitch. Another one on the inside corner. All of those missed on the inside corner, Eli. She'll take her free base, and we got bases juiced now with a 5-0 lead for the defenders. That'll bring up Mia McCormick, who, a multi-sport athlete out there on that field. Had some time with the women's basketball team, who made a run into the conference championship this year. A little bloop single to first. She'll come home with it, and a fumble by the catcher, Natalie Day, and Castillo will be safe at home. That'll give the defenders a 6-0 lead. Bases still loaded. And Samantha Dancer, who we already mentioned, who was fantastic in that first game, went 5 for 5. She'll come up yet again. Seeing if she can continue her hot streak from the first game. DPing for this one. She'll take a swing at the first pitch over the glove just of Natalie Day, the freshman, behind the plate for the Express. Strike 1.
That one goes as a fielder's choice, and that'll go and as an error on the Wells backstop.
Litzenberger delivers, and it's a hard line drive up the center field. Now sneaks through the legs of Morgan Brown. Runners coming around to score. Mia McCormick, the third runner. A base-clearing double for Samantha Dancer. How about that? That'll give her 3 already in this game. And 19 on the season for Samantha Dancer.
What a game and what a day it's been for Dancer at the plate. That's her 7th, or now that's RBIs 5, 6, and 7 on the day. Now 7 RBIs, 6 hits in these 2 games.
A bobbled ball at third base for the out. That's Kimball over there on third base, who Gonzalez just trying to get that tag out, but couldn't make it happen, and Rebecca Surface will take first base on the fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Davy Ort, the third baseman. A high ball. And Rebecca Surface taking second base. We've got runners yet again in scoring position. 9-0 the deficit already for the Wells Express. Waving her bat in the box is Davy Ort as she gets ready for the pitch. She'll take a swing and a foul ball back into the fence. Your count, 1-1 for Davy Ort. 347 average on the year. 25 hits, just 2 off the team lead. slugging very well as well. 431 slugging percentage for this team. Just takes a smile back at her dugout. Someone must have said something to her in the box. And they're chanting her name over there, Eli. This is a very loud dugout, very lively field. A lot of communication out of these girls, these women.
And that's been consistent, as we talked about, through all these games. And remember, this Clark Summit team was down 9 runs. Or rather, the Wells team was down by 9 runs at one point, came all the way back to take a 2-run lead.
She'll take a swing and a strike and a foul ball up the left field side, out of the reach of Kimball and Bernatevitz. But that'll be strike 2. A full count for Litzenberger, trying to see if she can close out this one to get the second out of the inning. We're in top of 3 now, and that's Sam Dancer over there on third base and Rebecca Surface on second. Comes in inside pitch, a little high, and Davy York will jog to first. The bases will be juiced, and that'll bring up Haley Brogg, the pitcher, the first year. And both pitchers that we've seen in this game, in these 2 games, have been first years. This is not really a young Clark Summit team. Hard line drive into the right center gap, and Diamond Wilson will pick that one up. Sam Dancer comes in to score. 10-0. Already in top of 3. We mentioned the high-scoring games. A 25-16 ball game before this. And for Clark Summit, just an offensive showcase. Madison Atkins, a pitch into the ground, slipped out of the hand of Litzenberger a little early. That one will hit the turf, and the Ducks are on the pond for Madison Atkins. Another one on the inside corner. That's a 2-0 count in favor of Atkins, and Natalie Day tosses that ball off to the side, gets Litzenberger a new ball, maybe slipped out of her hand a little bit. Like we mentioned, the turf is wet. Anytime the ball hits the ground, you can be sure it's going to be a little bit more slick. A swing and a hard line drive into right field, but Robinson Miller will get it. The tag up at home, and Rebecca Surface will come in to score for the Defenders. It's now 11-0. This has been a 5-run inning for Clark Summit already. 6-run inning, 7 hits already for the Defenders, bringing up Sarah Castillo, the catcher. Who was hit by a pitch in her last at bat and reached on an error in her first, but had an RBI nonetheless. And Gonzalez makes the catch for Castillo. She will retire the side. A 6-run inning for the Defenders. It's 11-0 going into the bottom of 3. Welcome back to bottom of 3, where it is 11-0. A couple of changes out there in the field for the defenders. Kayla White-Reagan taking over at first base for Kaylin McLeod. And over on third base as well. Shea Gonzalez up at the plate. She's already got a ball on her count. Oh, a hard swing goes over the fence, but it'll be in foul territory. Little early on that one, got inside the inside pitch and ripped it over her own dugout. Shea Gonzalez will take the inside pitch after kind of giving a little check swing there. You know, she's hungry at the plate to hit. Leads this team in batting average at .219. Has 7 doubles on the year so far. Fly ball easily corralled by the first baseman. She's comfortable over there. And Haley Brog gets her first out of the inning at bottom of 3. The Express trying to cut down on an 11-0 deficit. Natalie Day. Lauren Kimball, at the plate. She'll take ball 2. It's a 2-0 count so far, and Lauren Kimball played left field in game 1. She's now at third base for the Express as she'll take a swing and miss. That'll be strike number 1 for Lauren Kimball. The first year out of Crown Point, New York. This is a young Express team. She looks at ball number 3 as it goes by high and outside. Sarah Castillo, the catcher, making the grab to get Haley Brog's pitch. Another choppy swing, and that'll be strike number 2. We got ourselves a full count for Haley Brog, trying to get herself cleanly out of this inning so far with 1 down after that fly out by Shea Gonzalez. Take another swing, a foul ball into the opposing side's dugout. Coach Harold Van Horn over there will pick it up and roll it towards the umpire. As Kimball will dig in. A swing and a hard ground ball to the second baseman, easily corralled by Atkins. And that'll be out number 2 for the inning, bringing up the catcher, the first-year Natalie Day. And like I mentioned, this Express team, very, very young.
6 freshmen on this Express team, and talking to Coach Van Horn, you know, it's a very early in the development stages of this program, and they're looking to really rebuild with the basis of this freshman class. Some impressive freshmen coming in next year as well, and 8 of the 10 players on this team are underclassmen, so very young in general.
Day will step out of the box after Brog took a little too long, and then she just takes a pitch off the inside of the ankle. Another hit by pitch. Get herself on first base, and Morgan Brown stepping up, tapping the helmet. We talked about her and her personality, number 9. Her communication has been huge on this team. She'll get pitch number 1 high and outside. They think Natalie Day's going to go, but she won't. She'll stay over there on second base as Brown takes the sign from Coach Van Horn over there on third base. She'll step back in the box. The bunt. No. Ball high. A 2-0 count for Morgan Brown.
And down 11 runs, you want to manufacture runs Manufacture base runners if you can. Day's been hit by a pitch. She walked. Only one hit for this team. It was Gonzalez, the first batter of this game.
The third ball of the count so far. Morgan Brown watching that pitch go by. She started in all 30 games for the Express so far this season, and she'll take another ball. A free base for Morgan Brown, a free base for Natalie Day. She was hit by the pitch just before that, and runners on first and second for the Express, possibly one of the better opportunities they've had here with Sarah Mattel here at the plate. Another ball on the outside corner. A very close call from that one. A couple close calls so far. Mattel will step up for the second pitch of the count as Brog checks her wristband, and that'll be good for strike number one. Taking her time. A little pop fly just over and out of reach of the first baseman. But that'll be her second strike of the count.
White Regan over there at first with a nice attempt trying to push up on the fence and make the play, but just tapping off the fence. Another good chance for Wells.
Ball high for Mattel, who pitched the entirety of that first game. Also went 1 for 2 with the plate. Looking to help her other pitcher, her counterpart in Litzenberg, as she'll take a swing, and that'll be a strikeout for the third out of the inning. And getting fired up is Brog out there, as no runs will come around to score to Wells. It's still 11-0 as we move into top of 4. Welcome back to Aurora, New York. Kayla White Regan stepping up to the plate for the first time this evening to take on Litzenberger. She'll get the first one a ball, and the sun, finally starting to shine through the clouds. We've seen a lot of bounces out of these players trying to keep themselves warm, and throwing hands have been in the pockets all day. And Litzenberger, a ball on the inside, sneaks past Natalie Day. 2-0 count.
Litzenberger was the biggest arm in this pitching staff last year. She threw 27 games, 102 2/3, 33 strikeouts. All of those led the pitching staff. But Mattel, the freshman, is coming over, taking over. We mentioned a few young arms on the horizon as well for this team in the recruiting platform in that category.
Third pitch has delivered a ball into the ground and inside.
Litzenberger having some real competition with Mattel this year after she was really the ace of the staff last year. Jennifer McCumber graduated. She was the main reliever.
And that will be ball 4 for Kayla White-Reagan. She'll get her walk. She'll take first base, and that'll bring up number 3, Kylie Cole. We didn't see in game 1 either, so coach making a couple of subs here in game number 2. Getting some players to see some at-bats, and Kylie Cole has 19 so far in the season, has played in 21 games for the Defenders, only started in 12. Nonetheless, 2 hits so far on the season, as her count is 1-0. A good strike on the inside corner from Litzenberger, as she'll watch that one go by.
And Cole's been used a lot as a pinch runner this year. She's 5th in the conference with 14 stolen bases. Very good defender in the outfield. Very good threat on the bases as well. Been used in a lot of late games.
The check swing. No, she did not. She checked the umpire out there in the field, and he waved her off. So
that's a fired up dugout for a no swing on a check. On a
That
check
was.
swing. They're excited about it, though, as this inning stays alive.
Staying alive is Kylie Cole, as she'll watch ball number 3 go by, a 3-1 count. And you mentioned it, Eli, that dugout has been huge for the momentum of the Defenders all night long, and a lot of noise out of them, a lot of chanting, and that'll be ball number 4, Kylie Cole. And that'll move Kayla White-Reagan as well to second base and bring up number 12.
Back-to-back 4-pitch walks out of the hand of Litzenberger to put runners on first and second. And the walks and hit by pitches, we've mentioned it today. You can't allow 390s.
But a swing from Sydney Morgan, her first at bat of the night as well. A little deeper into this lineup, she replaces Mia McCormick. Number 5.
7, 8, 9 hitters all in this lineup have been replaced in this game already in the 4th inning, getting some reserves in up 11-0 early.
A swing at a high pitch, and that'll be good enough for strike 2. Litzenberger maybe finally starting to find some fire coming back into this one. Trying to get herself an out as she's got runners in first and second. And she will get it. The off-speed pitch. That is strike 3. That will retire Sydney Morgan as she'll jog into the dugout, and Samantha Dancer will dance on up to the plate. We mentioned how phenomenal she's been so far. Slugging so well this evening, knocking in quite a few runs as she'll get ball 1 on the outside corner.
Dancer, a 2-run double. Her first at-bat, a 3-run double. Her second at-bat. She's now got 8 RBIs on the day if you include her game 1 tremendous performance, 5 hits, 4 RBIs.
And that one, a hard line drive will sneak past the glove of Kimball, and White-Reagan will come around to score. And Kylie Cole on third base. That'll be another double for Samantha Dancer. Number 8, she's been phenomenal so far this night, as we mentioned. Hadn't had a double before this evening.
That's 3 doubles in game 2. She had 2 in game 1 in addition to a triple. Just been on fire at the plate here in Aurora.
And that'll bring around Kayla White-Reagan and Kylie Cole to make this a 12-0 ball game. As Rebecca Surfass, the shortstop, coming in with runners in scoring position. A swing and a foul ball as it just curves out on the left field line. Kimball giving chase, but not really a reachable one over there. Samantha Dancer over there on second base, and Kylie Cole is a hard ground ball to Gonzalez. A wild throw makes it past Maddle, and Samantha Dancer coming in to score as Rebecca Surface takes second base. An error over there on first. The wild throw from Gonzalez. And it's a 14-0 ball game in the top of the fourth inning.
And Gonzalez has looked pretty good at shortstop, making an impressive play. She came in, fielded it smoothly, and the errant throw, 2 runs come home.
Foul ball up into the fencing on the left side. Natalie Day will run after it and check the ball for her pitcher. Turf's still a little wet. It's Davy Ort, the third baseman. We'll watch ball 2 sneak by, and Rebecca Surface puts on the Jets to take third base. She's in there standing up, and home plate umpire will hand Litzenberger a new ball. Rebecca Surface over there having a conversation with coach on third base. As the pitch is delivered, a swing up into the netting. 2-1 the count here for Davy Ort. She's 0-2 so far at the plate with a strikeout in that second inning. Third baseman, a 347 average, excuse me. That's third on the team. Started in all 26 games for the Defenders. 25 hits on the season so far. Another foul ball back up towards us in the press box. Staying alive in there in the count. Catcher Natalie Day will roll another ball into the dugout to be dried off by coach. As Davy Ort get ready from the left side, she'll take another swing, a line drive, foul into foul territory toward the Express dugout. Staying alive, a 2-2 count, 1 down, a runner in scoring position over there with Rebecca Surface on third base. A swing and a ground ball to the second baseman makes it past Natalie Utter into right field. Robinson Wilson will throw it in from right field, and Litzenberger will get rid of that one as well. Rebecca Surface comes in to score. A 15-0 ball game. 4 runs already scored in this fourth inning. Bringing up Haley Brogg. A high fly ball into left field, and that'll get out of here just bouncing over the left field fence. Haley Brogg, have yourself a night. The pitcher helping herself out. A 2-run shot as her team greets her at the plate. They're fired up for her. They've been fired up all night long, that one. A shot over the left field fence, the temporary fence here on the turf, as this field is used for multiple different sports, but nonetheless, that one making it over the head of Berta Tavitz in left field. Atkins, a line drive into left center. Brown will pick it up, and that'll be good enough for Atkins' single.
Surface, a pair of inside the park homers in game 1, and then Brogg bringing out the juice in game 2. That one just bouncing off the yellow padding at the top of the temporary fence that you mentioned, just getting out 2 more runs on the board. And what a game, what an inning it's been. At least 5 runs in the last 3 innings for Clark Summit. 17-0 after the 2-run blast.
And Castillo, another hit by pitch for her. She's already had reached on 1 hit by pitch in this inning. And that'll send Atkins to second base. Haley Brogg, her first home run of the season. The pitcher the first year on the mound, and that'll bring up yet again Kayla White-Reagan, who will get her second appearance at the plate after walking the last time against Litzenberger. A swing, into the kneecap of Litzenberger. Comes to third base, the tag. And the throw over to first is not in time, but Litzenberger down on the field. Catcher Natalie Day will go over and check her pitcher out. That ball went hard into the kneecap of Litzenberger on the mound.
You said that is not a spot you want to get hit, right on that kneecap. And she's down on the field with the medical staff and coaching staff of the Express.
Trying to take some deep breaths out there as the coach and the medical staff will check her out and check in with her. So Litzenberger, after that short intermission, did walk off the field with her coaching staff and the medical trainer. Sarah Maddle will come back into the mound after pitching in Game 1, a couple of changes around. Anna Bernatavitz will take first base as Diamond Robinson-Wilson will move out to left, and Sydney Bateman will take right field. It's a 17-0 lead for the defenders. Sarah Mattel back on the mound after pitching all of game 1. And her first pitch, the off speed, will be a strike to number 3, Kylie Cole. The sophomore out of Tivoli, New York, in the box, takes a little swing, a little late. And that'll be strike number 2 for Cole. A foul ball over there to the first base side. Just decided on that one a little bit too late. And a great off-speed pitch, but no bite from Kylie Cole as she'll take her first ball of the count and step up right back again to see the next pitch, and Mattel will deliver as she shakes off the first one. Inside pitch, a close one on the corner, but no call there. It's 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. You have Castillo out there on second and White Reagan on first. And an off-speed pitch will be strike number 3. Mattel's first of the game, and that will retire the side a 17-0 lead for the defenders after a 6-run inning. Bottom of 4 here. Anna Berta Tavitz will be your leadoff hitter for the 4th inning. Number 16, 0 for 1 so far in this one. Was 1 for 4 in a ground ball to the shortstop surface, but she'll get it over to the first baseman, Davey Ort, and that'll be good enough for out number 1 as Ort really had to stretch for that throw off first base. That'll bring up the second baseman, Natalie Utter. White Reagan to Ort, the easy second out of the inning. And how about Brog? No runs given up so far in this one after a 16-run showing by the Express in game 1, but none so far, and that pitch will sneak through for ball number 1 to Sydney Bateman, her first at bat.
It was a little bit of a flex to begin this inning by Brog. It took over 50 pitches, 14 batters coming to the plate to retire the side in the top of the frame on Wells defense, and 2 weak ground balls to start off the inning. Looking to retire in order.
That'll be strike number 1. Sydney Bateman will see her first of the nightcap, and Brog, as you mentioned, has been phenomenal so far for the defenders.
No runs scored, and strike number 2 comes across the plate. Sydney Bateman watches that one go into the glove of Castillo. She'll prepare for number 3. Inside, dodges out of the way, a little step back, a little dance step back there, and it's a 1-2 count with 2 down. The Express just trying to get something going here, trying to put something on the board. And that'll be strike number 3 for Brog, her 3rd of the game. Her 4th of the game, excuse me. 17-0 going to top of 5. Three up, 3 down for the freshman Haley Brog, and that'll bring the defenders back up to the plate as Sarah Maddle, the first year out of Kendall, New York, takes the mound, relieving Litzenberger after a hard ball to the kneecap. And this is number 12 for the defenders at the plate. Sydney Morgan, the junior out of Waterford, Michigan, my neck of the woods in the Midwest. She'll watch ball 1 and take strike number 1. So we got ourselves a 1-1 count as Sarah Maddle keeps herself in this one. She'll reach down to grab her shoe, something that we've seen a couple times out of her, Eli. Take a swing and dribbles back behind the catcher for strike number 2.
Maddle threw over 180 pitches in game 1, coming back out into the circle in relief and looking to lock it down after Litzenberger went out with the injury. An impressive showing in game 1. A few strikeouts along the way.
The off speed just a little high there. She laughed at that one as it came across the plate. But Sarah Maddle, the 5-year varsity starter at Kendall High School and a 2-time Genesee Region League All-Star, on the mound, and a swing and a miss by number 12, Sydney Morgan. That will sit her down for Maddle's strikeout.
And it looks like we will have a pinch hitter coming into this one. It will be Pegula again, who came in last game as a defensive replacement and pinch hitter. Got 2 at-bats.
And Coach Bigley came up here before the game, and we were asking him about pronunciations and names, and he told us that Madeline Pegula is related to the owners of the Buffalo Bills. A fly ball over the head of the shortstop, will drop into left center. We'll see how that one goes into the scorebook. But she will stand on first base nonetheless, number 9. With the single. Hard line drive into left field, and that'll sneak past Robson Miller all the way to the wall, but the runners will not move. Pegula will stand still on second base, and that'd be Rebecca Surface. Another single. Already's had 2 doubles in this one as well. Her batting average, no doubt, improving after tonight. First pitch comes across the plate for Davy Orton. It'll be a ball low.
That's her second hit of game 2. After she had 5 in game 1, including the 2 inside the park homers. Came into this series hitting .342.
And that'll come across the plate a little high. She didn't like it, but it'll be called a strike nonetheless. It's a 1-1 count with one down. We have runners on first and second. Sarah Maddle trying to get herself out of this one as clean as possible. A swing and a fly ball coming to the shortstop Gonzalez. She'll make the play and hand it back off to Maddle for out number 2 of the inning. The runners will sit positioned on second and first, and Haley Brog, who had a home run, pops up, and Sarah Maddle making the catch for out number 3, and the Express looking to get on the board, trying to avoid the run rule after 5 innings of play. Coming to the plate for the Wells College Express to start out the inning is Diamond Robinson Wilson. And Haley Brog on the mound, the first year out of Millville, New Jersey. Just 3 outs away from completing the defender's sweep of the Express. Checks her wristband for pitch number 1 on the inside corner low. That'll be ball number 1 for Robinson Wilson. Another ball low on the inside corner, and that'll be ball number 2 with no outs. Haley Brog, 4 strikeouts so far with 4 innings pitched and just 2 walks in this one. A ball high, and Brog gives her catcher a head shake, knows what she's doing wrong, just looking to deliver a strike here to avoid the walk, and she cannot do it. Robinson Wilson will take first base for Brog's 3rd walk. She heel clicks over there with Coach Harold Van Horn on first base, trying to get her team going. That'll bring up the shortstop, Sydney Gonzalez. Another ball high from Brog.
Pretty uncharacteristic, the walk. We've only seen 3 today. That's the 3rd hit batsman as well. And Wells, they don't have a hit since the first inning. Shay Gonzalez, the first batter of the game.
And she'll get another one. In a hard ground ball into left field, bouncing over the glove of Pagula. And Robinson Wilson will get 3rd, and Gonzalez will take 2nd. She leads the team in doubles this season with 7. Also leads the team in batting average at .219. She'll pick up her first hit. Her 2nd hit of the game, first of the inning. That'll bring up Lauren Kimball, who will watch strike number 1 go by on the outside corner as she looks to Coach Van Horn on the 3rd base sign. No sign from her, so Kimball will step right back up as Brog checks the wristband and take a little chop swing at pitch number 2, fouls it off towards the defender's dugout. 2 strikes for Lauren Kimball, as I mentioned Haley Brog just 3 outs away from completing the sweep of the Wells College Express. And Ball number 1 will be high and outside. Runners on second and third in scoring position, and Lauren Kimball with 3 RBIs so far on the season. A ground ball, soft to second base. She's easily out at first, and Diamond Robinson-Wilson will come in. So Kimball will collect another RBI, and Wells is on the board for the first time in game number 2.
What a pitching performance by Brog. But Wells, we've seen that fight from them in the first game, and this is a game that almost feels like anything's possible, but big for them to get on the board, and it will be a shutout no longer.
The steal home. She's well safe, upstanding. Gonzalez comes home to score. That's 2 consecutive runs in a row for Wells. Some momentum building as the base is clear, and that'll bring up the catcher, Natalie Day, the first year. Went 1 for 4 in game 1 and batting .200 so far on the season. She'll watch ball number 1 go by. Natalie Day walked in her first and was hit by a pitch in her second, and watched strike number 1 go across the plate a little high at the letters, but a strike nonetheless, and a 2-1 count with 1 out. The Express need a couple more if they want to keep this one going past the 5th inning. Seven more to be exact. So Natalie Day. Ball on the inside corner. She'll jog down to first base and jump comfortably as she gives Coach Harold Van Horn a high five over there, and that'll bring up Morgan Brown, the center fielder, who walked in her last at bat but went 2 for 3 in game 1. A bunt, and she'll lay it down the third baseline, and she will be safe over there on first base. The speed displayed. Morgan Brown, the athlete, making herself known as a presence over there on first base. She just yelled over to her dugout, "I don't think I was supposed to do that." Well, Morgan Brown, it worked out. You're safe on first, and Natalie Day over there on second.
What a perfect bunt just down the left field line. Third baseman was already shaded in expecting the bunt, but perfectly dropped down in there easily.
So Sarah Maddle, the pitcher, will come up. Double ones at the plate as she watches ball 1 go by high and outside. A high fly ball into right field, and Atkins has it safely, but she'll get the out at first base as well. Morgan Brown took off running, and that will be the game. 3 outs for Haley Brog, a 2-run game, 17-2 your score here from Aurora, New York on this cloudy Monday afternoon. And Eli, if you're the Express, what do you take away from this one?
You got to definitely take away some positives. I mean, particularly looking at game 1, able to put so many runs on the board, just a spectacular performance. 16 runs, allowing in 3 runs they kept Clark Summit off the board, which, considering they scored 25 runs on 22 hits in the game, I'd classify as an accomplishment. Their most runs they've scored all season, most hits they've had with 11. They played very good defense, especially in the first game. And on the pitching staff, you look at the job that Maddle did in game 1, you know, toughing it out the entire game with a few strikeouts. Same thing in game 2, coming in after the injury to Litzenberger coming out. Litzenberger was tremendous on the mound as well towards the beginning of this game. Got roughed up a little bit at the beginning, and throughout a couple of blow up innings, but overall definitely a lot of positives to take away. You look at the 4-hit performance in Game 1 from Serena Sheridan, as well as the 2 hits from Morgan Brown in Game 1. The 11 hits overall on the scoreboard for them. A good day for Brog on the other side in Game 2. But on the offense, Shea Gonzalez, you got to take away her 2 for 3 day with the double and run, to end it out. And they didn't go out without a fight with that pair of runs in the final inning before going down.
A couple of tough breaks for the Express here. You mentioned Litzenberger going out, as well as Sheridan, the third baseman, who was stout at the plate for the Express going out in that first game. But nonetheless, Wells moves to 1-31 on the season. Clark Summit to 11-17, picking up a couple of wins here in Aurora, New York. And that'll do it for us here in the press box. For Eli Fishman, I'm Rihanna DeCrow. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.